Hello and welcome to another edition of Comm 491 Talk. I'm Ricky Paulson. Today we look at one of the most exciting opportunities in a student's collegiate career, studying abroad. And to take us through that trip today is the Assistant Director of Study Abroad Program here at NDSU, Tanya Kramer. Tanya, thanks for coming in today. How's your morning been so far?
Thank you. It's been wonderful.
So what does a typical workday look like in the shoes of an Assistant Director of the Study Abroad Program?
It really varies depending on the time of year, what happens each day. I do a lot of marketing and outreach. I work with a lot of faculty on campus to help get the word out about study abroad, also advising students and helping them choose the right program that's a good fit for them.
So one of the first questions I think students have when they think about studying abroad is they have a little fear because they think studying abroad is a full semester commitment, but take us through, NDSU actually offers smaller commitments as well.
Yes, so we have programs as short as 10 days all the way up through a year abroad. So if a student wants to go abroad over spring break and that's what they can fit into their schedule, they can do that. Summer programs, there's even winter break programs. So it's nice because there's a lot of options for students depending on what they need.
So I've had many fellow students that I've talked to go on study abroad trips to Germany, to Turkey, and they just loved it. What kind of feedback are you getting from students coming back?
I've been in study abroad for 9 years now, and it's always the same. People have such amazing experiences. It's just life-changing, and you can't even describe it. So most students who come back are wondering why in the world other people don't study abroad, because it's just something that if you can do that while you're in college, it's an amazing experience, and it's really hard to describe. People just love it so much, though.
Another one of the main questions students have is the cost of studying abroad. They think that maybe they wouldn't be able to work up enough money. Does NDSU offer scholarships for students to study abroad?
We do, yes. We have NDSU specific scholarships. We have a deadline actually coming up on October 1st for students who are studying abroad spring semester and summer. We also have another one, and it happens annually on March 1st for students studying abroad academic year, fall, and summer again. So, yeah.
Can you tell us how students would go about applying for these scholarships?
We have an application through our website. It's very easy, so students can just apply, do one application, and then they can apply for multiple scholarships that we have available. And then beyond that, there's national and regional scholarships as well.
So a lot of the destinations I hear of that are most popular is, I know a lot of people like going to Spain, really anywhere in Europe, but in your opinion, what are the most popular destinations for students to go?
We hear New Zealand and Australia a lot. Spain is another one. Ireland is also very popular. But beyond that, I think it depends on what a student's motivation is. So it really can vary. So if a student is a Spanish speaker, they might end up going to Argentina or somewhere else. But they could also go to Korea and then take their classes in English as well. So it really depends on what a student's interest is.
So if students are checking their emails and see the listserv, you'll see that you're sending out emails about destinations coming up in the year. I know you're going to someplace a little interesting, maybe not many people would think of studying abroad coming up this winter. Can you tell us about Japan?
Japan. So yes, this is a program open to freshmen, and we have that program set up just so that way we can allow students who are just coming on campus to really get to know one another and then go travel to Japan to learn about themselves and kind of like what's it like to have their identity shifting from being a high school student to a college student and then looking at the context of Japan being a collectivist type of culture. And they do a lot of fun things and have some great experiences there for their trip. So yeah.
NDSU offers a lot of opportunities to get more information about studying abroad. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Peer Mentor program?
Yeah, so our students who come back from abroad are very excited about their experiences, and what we think is great is to have students talking about what their experiences were like to students who are thinking about studying abroad, because it can't get more real than that, you know, really saying, hey, what did you think about this? And then our peer mentors are trained to help provide general information to anybody who comes in. So they're able to help, you know, provide information on the programs that we have available, show them the website, the application process, talk about finances, things like that.
If a student wants to find out more information, where are your offices located?
We're located right in the Union, so very convenient for anybody who wants to stop by and pick up brochures, see a peer mentor. We are right next to the coffee shop, and you'll see our nice big window display. And then, again, just feel free to stop in and say hi because we do walk-ins, so which is great.
And I know a lot of students are already in the Memorial Union already, just walking through to class or getting a cup of coffee. So that's out to students. If you have any questions about studying abroad, just stop by and check out their office and ask questions. Is there any other way, how can students find out more information about studying abroad?
Our website is a really great resource as well. So besides stopping by, I know not everybody is going to read everything that's out there, but we have a lot of information. And we have over 1,000 programs available, including National Student Exchange in our office. So it's so many resources are out there for people to just check into, read about. And then of course, they're always going to have questions. So we recommend that they stop by and talk to an advisor as well.
So for students who are thinking about studying abroad or are actually committed to studying abroad, what kind of advice would you give to them preparing for going to another country?
We like to tell students, and we do this during our pre-departure orientation, to keep an open mind. And even if there's an aspect about it that they don't like, let's say they find they really don't like some part of the food, it's very temporary, and it's it's an experience they only have once, and it's once in a lifetime. So even if some small thing is kind of like sets them a little bit off what they had expected, the rest of the experience is immensely worthwhile. And so even if students didn't like the food per se or something like that, making the most of it, they just come back and have an amazing experience.
So for those who haven't even thought of the possibility of studying abroad or are on the fence, what would be your sales pitch to those considering studying abroad? Why should they make that leap of faith and take this experience?
It's when you think about what a student is meant to do here at NDSU, they're meant to take classes to graduate and get a degree. But if you can do that while going abroad, why not do that? It was the advice that my parents gave to me. You're young, you don't have a family, you don't have a career with only 2 weeks of vacation, and you get to travel and be there with other students your age. And so just making the most of it while you can is really, I think, the best advice.
So you've mentioned it a few times so far. Now you yourself have experience traveling abroad. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience over in other nations?
Yeah, so I studied abroad. I was an NDSU student myself, and I studied abroad twice. I went to Morocco for a semester to study Arabic, and then I also went to Spain for a semester to study Spanish because I was an international studies major here at NDSU and Spanish major. And they were both very different. I would say Morocco was more culturally immersive, very different in that respect. Versus Spain, it felt a little bit more fun, like a vacation, because I'd already been abroad once. And so I'd already been through everything and just got to really make the most of the experience overall. And then, I was in Europe, so I got to travel during breaks and things like that too.
Were you surprised at all is there a huge difference in culture between Morocco and Spain? Very
much so. I was surprised because I'd studied Islamic civilization, and the difference between the two is pretty outstanding. Very different pace of life. The culture, I would say Morocco is very much more poor, compared to Spain. And so just overall, the differences there were very interesting. I really liked both for different reasons. So it was really great to have two different types of experience. In Spain, I lived with a host family. In Morocco, I lived in the dorms. And both were great experiences. And and then I can talk about it to students too and say what were the benefits of each one too. Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Tanya. I had a great time talking about studying abroad. So students, if you want to learn about studying abroad, talk to Tanya at the Memorial Union offices, or you can check out their website and learn more information. Thank you again for joining us on Comm 491 Talk. I'm Ricky Paulson.